morning, everyone.
Hello.
Good afternoon, Aleš. And
Hi.
good evening to those in Australia or New Zealand who are watching us from over there. We have two who were joined us at the top of the clock, but hopefully we'll get other people joining us live. And welcome to everyone who's watching this after the fact, on demand. So good morning to you. Finnegan's being a little bit of a suck this morning. He's hanging around. But anyways, how are you, Aleš?
Fine. It's raining outside. I can't believe it.
Oh no!
I was waiting 2 months to see a rain.
Oh, it didn't rain at all while you were at your...
We had one day during the summer that was raining at the sea.
Mm-hmm.
So,
do you not get a lot of rain in Slovenia generally?
Well, actually, we do. We have 1.5 meters approximately. But this summer was really just hot.
Just hot, yeah. Well, it is. It's feeling like fall here in Ontario, Canada. Tuesday was the first day of school for many kids,
including my daughter.
Yeah. So that was nice. It's always nice. Always, fall was always one of my favorite times, getting back to school and stuff. So.
Oh, you also enjoy going to school?
I did. I mean, maybe why I became a teacher, because I enjoyed school. I enjoyed it as a teacher as well as a student. So that was good. But it is kind of nice being retired and not having to have that stress on that first week of September.
Oh, you're retired.
Yeah, I'm retired from teaching, though I seem to be busier than I ever was before I retired. Yeah. So, yeah, but that's fun. All good stuff. So we have John and Margaret and Robert have joined us. Robert from Pennsylvania, John from Ireland, and Margaret from, I don't remember exactly where Margaret's from. And Quilter is here. How are you doing? From Arizona. Sunny Arizona, probably. It's often sunny there. So we have 3 questions that were added to the GGG post, and anyone who's in the chat, please ask away any questions that you have about WikiTree Plus, and Aleš will answer them. And so maybe I will zoom in. I'll share my screen to give the questions, and then Aleš will take it away and show how to get the answers. So let me zoom in so we can read these a little bit better. So Azure has a question, and Aleš has an answer that's specific to the challenge, but I think her question was more general in nature. But anyways, she wants us to share how to search for multiple CC7 IDs. For example, for the previous challenge week, the profiles near the guest profile are set to private. So when you do the CC7 of Melanie, you don't get anyone. So you need to do the CC7 of the grandparents who are not private, or the great-grandparents. So she's given an example of the type of search that she's done. And so that's the kind of thing that she was wondering. Is that the right syntax for the search? If you're trying to search for the CC7 of multiple people.
No, I don't think that's correct syntax. Probably she got no results.
Okay.
Now, let's share my screen. So you would actually need to. Correct syntax is just this part. So CC7 equals and WikiTree ID. So you can have multiple such searches. So CC7 second and third. Now I am using space as a separator, and that's not exactly what we need, because
then it uses an and, doesn't it?
Yeah, because the default operator is and space equals end operator. So this would this query would mean to find any profiles that are in CC7 of all 5 starting persons.
So the overlap of all of those people.
Yeah, we can try. Most likely there will be none. So
none.
None.
Oh, okay.
Well,
shouldn't it be? Oh,
there is no. There was no pedigree collapse or endogamy.
Right, and they would overlap if it went far enough down, but because of the privacy, that's what's blocking that, right?
Yeah. Okay. In
right, like
this
if I had used my 4 grandparents, then they would all share.
Then yeah, you would be the result.
I would be the intersection point. But if I'm private, then that's not going to show up, which is I think what's happening with these guys.
So, but actually, Azure was asking to see either of them, so we need to put or operator between the queries. So, or so now it will get I will get CC7 from all 5 starting profiles. So it was 3,000 and 2,500. Overlap was 3,000. So here we have some overlap, probably husband and wife.
Right. Yes.
And then we have 3 more with 200 profiles, and final union of all profiles is 3,007. Now, to add the second part of the search, you actually would need to add it into each of them. So template, so its query is CC7 from a person and template notables, or, and then for second one and third one and fourth and fifth. I didn't build in support for parentheses,
right?
Because it's complicated. Also it's complicated to use, and then sometimes people want to search by the parentheses, and that messes things completely up.
Right.
So, okay, result is nothing.
Yeah. No, that's we were hoping to find some notables in this challenge, but
yes, but the template. No, this is actually a bit wrong, bit incorrect template, because this means full name. So only the project box for notables is used.
Okay.
And since lately, Notables project manages only profiles of living people. Other use stickers, so we should just use template Word, I think, or so that.
Can you zoom in just a little bit more on your screen?
Yeah. Okay. So template, just the temp. Okay.
There, that's good. Okay. That'll be easier.
So we should use without full. So it will find all templates that have a word notable theme.
Okay.
The name. That should
be very exciting.
That should be better, I think.
Okay.
Okay, get profiles and
still none.
So now we are checking with 80,000 profiles, but no overlap.
No.
Which was actually which I knew because of the query I prepared for Azure when she asked. So this is a shortcut, because for profiles included in WikiTree challenge,
right?
We have a list of all profiles that were part of a challenge. So
right. So yeah, so if you're
If
in this
we-
specific case, because it was a
Yeah.
challenge, there is a shortcut there. But if
Yeah.
it was just me wanting to find using my grandparents to do the CC7, I'd have to do that.
And here we also didn't get any notables.
Still no notables.
Also with sticker, none.
Mhm.
So we can try if there are your notables somewhere in your.
CC7 with mine.
Mhm.
I wonder. That's a good question, Clarke.
Yeah, wait. I have somewhere your number.
Oh, it's 11007. 11007.
No, I didn't. I don't think that. It's not a C. It's a K.
Yeah, it should be a KE dash
11
007.
007.
That's
like
right, like
James Bond. So you have a notable in your CC7.
Oh, that's right. Yes.
Cool.
He is the brother of my great grandfather, and he was one of the this guy here, Honoré Joseph Bailly, was one of the pioneers in Indiana. And settled a bunch of land. So he actually fought in the War of 18. Well, he didn't fight in the war. He was a merchant in the War of 1812. Was actually captured by the American side, and his brother, who was my ancestor, fought on the British side and was a voyageur. And then he was actually granted land because of his part in the war, and that's why he moved up to this neck of the woods in Ontario because of that. So two famous brothers, both involved in the war, and they ended up on the other side of the border afterwards.
And he has 16,000 notables, 16,000 profiles in his CC7, and you're one of them.
I'm one of them. That's wild.
It goes both ways. So
yeah. There we go. Oh, there's my notable. Wow.
Oh wait, I lost CC7.
You lost the CC7. I was thinking that's.
Oh, these were just your managed profiles. Oh.
Okay, that makes more sense.
Okay, let's.
Because I don't think he's close enough to be CC7.
Yeah, he's not.
No. Yeah.
Okay, so you're just actually managing him.
That's right, and that's actually on my adoptive side. So that's my adoptive mother. It was her.
You could actually use such query to have from both profiles. So
that's right. Yeah, the other one is 23588.
The same last name.
Same last name. Yeah.
23588.
So it's like the beginning of the Fibonacci series, actually. 2358.
Yeah.
Which is very cool. Greg Clarke. Yeah, thanks, John. And but should we put the or there?
We should put or in between. Yeah. And as you see, so there are a few.
And there's another one. Okay.
In that part, you have a few notables.
I didn't realize I was related to Papineau. Ooh. Interesting. And so Alexis Bailly, that would be the son of the one that had popped up first. Yeah.
And this is the one we looked before, I think.
Yeah, so his son would be the Alexis.
So it is in your biological CC7, right?
My adoptive CC7.
Adoptive, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, right. Adoptive is you're using your own.
Interesting.
So that's how you use OR. You have to write complete query for each OR, part.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I'm sorry. I feel bad now. I've got some notables, and our WikiTree challenge guest didn't get any.
Well, she wasn't
If
adopted.
I could share with her, I would. Oh, okay. Well, that's neat. Okay.
She should be your sister, and then it would be.
Well, yeah.
She
I
would
haven't made
get
that
5.
discovery yet. Sorry. I mean, I've discovered a sister, but she's not her. Oh, okay, cool.
Okay.
There we go. Oh, Quilter did say that it was sunny in Arizona. In case people were wondering, who tuned in afterwards, yeah, 110 degrees it was yesterday for her. Yikes, that's a little bit too hot. Moving on to the next.
Okay,
Wanna
you
do
could
some more?
also just a quick hint. So instead of CC7, you can also use ancestors.
Oh,
And then that goes
it'll go further.
up your tree 30, 40 generations approximately.
Nice.
So here, as you can see, I found there is 8,000 you have 8,000 ancestors.
Wow.
In most cases, I get them all unless the number goes into millions.
Right.
Because I think we have a few such cases.
Right.
But if your ancestor end in up to 15th century, then
Sure.
you get all of them.
Right.
And these are notables on your ancestors, direct ancestors.
Direct ancestors. Okay.
So
So
85 of them.
If you sneak into a royal house somewhere, you're going to get a bunch of them then.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay. So if you want to check this out.
Okay.
Okay, now since we are with ancestors, you can. We have also on WikiTree Plus. There is also a report to analyze ancestors. So if you put your WikiTree ID here,
okay,
you will get. Now it's too big. Let's zoom out a bit.
Okay.
Okay. So you get a report by generation. So here you have number of possible and actual ancestors. So you have all identified up to 7th generation. And then further on, the difference increases.
Yes.
It also includes pedigree collapse. So this is not actually a multiple of 2. I mean, an exponent of 2, because the collapsed profiles are counted only once.
Oh, that's smart. Okay.
So, and here you can see for each generation, and so you can go to the end. You will see until where your ancestors are identified. So it's 60 generations.
That's ridiculous. Which ancestor
person,
67 generations back?
This one.
Yeah. Leuchold.
Mm-hmm. Is
that an Irish name or something?
And yeah.
Okay.
If you have a look at this person, you will get the generational path.
Yeah.
So
King of Ireland.
So you are going up to 0 BC.
Wow.
Up to 0 year. But most likely, I mean, okay, this is by relation. Now, not all of these links are verified and so on.
Right. Yes. Yes, that's right.
So here, so this is a percent of ancestors. So you have on 10th generation, you have 45% identified.
Yeah. My French side is pretty solid until about 10th.
And then here you have additional links. So These are all profiles in this generation, in certain generation, if it's not too many of them. So you have 30, for instance, on or if you check 10th generation, we have with both ancestors 218 profiles. 5 have no and 5 without any ancestors. So these are kind of brick walls. So.
Also, those right end of the line for what we have, right?
And then there is also a case where you get just one ancestor, I think. So here only father 25. This one has only mother, and both. I mean, I don't write thousands of profiles, but the ones that come under 10, I think I list them, so you can actually jump. And here you have A, and this, if you click this A, you will get ancestors of this person. So the same report starting with that person. So like this.
Right.
Oh, no, actually.
Yeah, because they only had one.
Yeah. And the letter D shows descendants of this person. So
which would be
now here, here again it's similar report with here we don't know the percent, but this person has 6,000 descendants. And again, so this is also cool. With each generation you get year span. So
nice.
You are here, born here, grandparents, grandparents, and so on. And then here you can also spot some questionable parenting. Because you come to jumps like 50, 100, 200 years, and those are most likely errors in the path. Okay, so this is the ancestor and descendants report. So we can try from the last person, all descendants. So it has more 14,000 descendants. But I I shorten the table then because it's not really useful.
Yeah.
But you have a link here to show them all. Yep. Wow. And now it takes more time.
That's right.
Or I didn't click it. Oh, I did. Oh, actually. It's 130,000 and still canceled due to a timeout.
That's a lot of cousins I got on WikiTree from way back.
Well, that person has in 50 generations of descendants has 37,000 filtered, almost 38,000.
Wow.
And this is still from 13th to 19th century. So those are those questionable links that do exist somewhere. Now I think over 100,000 there is no possibility to extend the report. But you can start it at a later
earlier.
So here in 30th generation, let's take this one. Oh, he's the only one.
One descendant.
Okay, so this is about ancestors and descendants that you have possibility to view report here on WikiTree Plus.
Okay. Good stuff. Should we move on to the next question? Okay. So the next question is about suggestion 143.
143. We don't have that suggestion. Okay, yeah. Okay.
It's the one we made for the Wiki Games. Is terrific.
Yeah.
It becomes a regular suggestion, then my question is answered. Assuming it's a special suggestion just for the games, how would I replicate the search in WikiTree Plus for a specific region and country with no location, but has relatives?
Okay, so the suggestion, I prepared this suggestion almost a year ago for the, and we discussed it briefly in Google Data Doctors Google group, and there were quite some complaints, so I kind of shelved it until further, until I don't know when. But now during the thon, I remembered that this would be useful, so I quickly published it just for for this week. I don't know. I can look at I can see if we can create it again. I mean, I can do another round of.
Can you share what the suggestion does?
Well, we have three.
It's about finding location or
actually
finding profiles without locations, right?
Yes, it was. So there are basically three suggestions. 141 is for profiles without any location on the profile and on the relatives and on the marriage field in the marriage field. So basically no idea, even though a person may have relatives, you don't get, you have no idea where, from where. Okay, this one is.
So these are the hardest ones.
These are the hardest one because they have also relatives are without any location.
Oh my goodness!
Although some of
names,
and
they don't even have names.
Yeah. Okay.
Here we go. We got brothers.
So in first generation, there is no location. There are no locations entered. Maybe on second one there would be, but you would need to check that.
Right.
Actually, that would be quite an easy. No. So these are hardest one to find unless it's written in the biography or on somewhere the locations. Or in sources, but usually these profiles are also unsourced without many info available for them. So she passed away, unsourced family tree. That's most of the cases for this.
Right.
This, I think, this suggestion also excludes the 130 suggestions. Those are the one with no dates, because almost all of them are without location. Right. But it kind of goes hand to hand, both cases. So these are the hardest one. Then a bit easier are 142. Come on, it's 800 pages of suggestions. Okay, let's take one of those. So these profiles have marriage locations, and it's also listed in the info box. So you can see that this person was married in Ireland. So you at least know where to start looking for sources and everything else.
Right. Because when it says no location, we're talking specifically about the birth
and death.
And death location.
So both are missing. If one of the locations is entered, those do not qualify for missing location suggestion. Marriage is kind of play location of the profile, but since in most searches on WikiTree also only birth and death filter are shown, it's kind of considered, and also in the duplicates checking, it's not marriage location is not considered as a located profiles, although you can assume the location from this. And then on 143, this one lists profile that have location on relatives.
Right.
So these are all locations that appear on nuclear relatives of this person. So,
and these are the suggestions that I use during the Wiki Games locating challenge, because if you know where the husband or wife lived or their children were born, then you have a much better chance.
Then you can find their marriage record, and from that continue to the person's.
At least you have a hope.
Yeah, and it's a lot. It's over 2 million suggestions, 143 suggestions. So this once published will have a lot of you'll have a lot of work to find.
Right.
To enter those locations.
Right. But it was interesting on the weekend, when we were in the middle of that, someone said they came across a profile. It had sources for 5 different censuses in a row, all the same state, but they still didn't fill in the location for birth or death, even though there was pretty solid evidence that this was probably where
the person lived whole life.
Yeah, they probably spent their whole life here, and they've got 5 censuses in a row, so over 50 years of evidence they were in this place.
But isn't the birth location listed on the census record?
In some years it is, yeah. So
it's
I don't
not
know.
Always. Okay.
I didn't investigate that specific one, but often, yeah. Like in Canada, the 1901 gives the birth location and an actual birth date in the census.
Yeah,
often they'll just
usually
an age or a year,
Europe.
But this one, yeah.
Those are first fields to fill.
The first fields to fill out.
In census. So these are the new new suggestions. Now, since the interest for them was quite big, I will most likely speed up the publication of them, and then you will be able to search for them.
Oh, that's nice. Yeah, and that'll be helpful for the. So, are these reports available for the Locators Challenge now, or you just created them for the Wiki Games?
I created them for Wiki Games, but I think we will get this result in a week or two. You can still. Oh, I don't think you can use the old reports because I just moved the suggestions to the WikiTree Plus server. Okay, I can start creation of them. Let me just run here. Create suggestions for this error 1. Okay.
I see. And
they will be created in a while.
Right.
I think it took an hour and a half last week.
Oh, wow. And they're not, so on WikiTree Plus itself, it's not in the current list of suggestions in the drop-down.
No, it's not. It comes into that list once the suggestion is published.
Right. Okay.
Also, it's not present in search results, so you cannot. I will just put links somewhere if people want to see them. Or actually, the link that was on Wiki Games should do.
Okay.
I think those will work. But otherwise, let me weekly suggestion report. Here is my spreadsheet for suggestions. So 140 suggestions. We have 2.4 million suggestions with location and relatives, and it increases for another 1,000 each week.
Wow.
This one is getting lower automatically because some relatives do get locations.
Oh, okay.
Initially, it was in January this year. There were 247 suggestions. So we have 50,000 more suggestions now. I think that once I publish this suggestion, people will get used to enter locations on the first run when they create a profile to prevent them.
Yeah.
But this number are huge. That's also one of the reasons I didn't really publish them because it's half of all other suggestions, I think.
Right.
Total
A lot of
number of
overlap.
suggestion is, okay, it's 9 million. 3 million goes to location, 3 or 4. And another million goes to WikiTree to find the grave suggestions and this. So, okay, those will be, I will see if I can move them along to get published.
Okay. Good. Super. Let's see, where are we here then? So the last one that was asked just yesterday, or 2 days ago, I guess, by Steve. I've been tidying up England profiles in which there is a location field that contains a date. And I've been using a search like open location equals 1881 England. Says there was a surprisingly high number, many of which I've sorted. Checking each year individually is a laborious process, so to keep on top of these, a maintenance query would be useful. Is there a search term which would check location fields which contain a date? Perhaps a search to identify location fields which contain a number would work.
The problem here is that a lot of location have house number in them and so on.
Right.
And those do overlap with the years, and you have no idea, is it a year or is it a house number?
Right.
So that made it kind of impossible. I do have some suggestions about the numbers in the location field, I think. Let me just check that. So locations. So wrong word, separator, short, number in birth location. So we do have a suggestion for that, but it is very limited, only where I was able to be sure that it's not a house number.
Right.
Wait, let me see technical. So if the location field contains only a number, that is reported as a suggestion. So we can have a look here. These are private ones, but these are actually these are entered in location field, not the date field.
Oh, so they just entered in the wrong field.
Yeah, right. There were many more, but these are public, so the data doctors cannot edit them unless they request management and so on. So these are that's the reason why these 300 suggestions stayed, because the manager needs to correct them.
Right.
Yeah, and there are no private ones because for private profiles, location is a private field and it's not part of database data.
Okay, and how can it looks? I thought they look green, the icons for privacy. Or am I reading?
Yes, these are green.
So, but we still can't. But we still couldn't edit them.
No, you don't have the edit rights. I do, but I'm the team member.
Oh, right. Okay. Of course.
Mm-mm.
All right.
Canada, November. I don't know what this date is doing here, but
Yeah, that's weird. Yeah, it's probably
it's
related
not
to
a birth, it's not a death.
before they were even born.
Yeah,
That's weird.
1903. This person was born. And Berta also. Okay, copy paste.
Yeah, copy and paste issue. Yeah, there we go.
So November 903. I think this location can be, these numbers can be removed.
Pretty guess. I'm pretty sure.
Yes, I think it's not just that it's a number, but I think if it ends with a number, those are also suggestion. For those suggestion is also created. Aha, no, actually, look, I have some date recognition. Haha, cool.
Ooh.
So I recognize the date, and the name of the suggestion was date. Only numbers, so the reason in info column. Or big numbers, I think, because house number in US they go to I don't know 15 a few thousand, but not more. So such big numbers are not cannot be house numbers. So those are also reported in suggestions. I will see if I know that there are many other cases with numbers in the location field, but those are actually very likely valid one with the number. I can maybe extend this suggestion to include more. This was done 8 years ago, so
Right.
at the time I was not processing so much data. Now I can do much more.
Okay.
But so this, so even doing a search query, I mean, you could query a location field for a numeric character, but that wouldn't give you good results because there are really a lot of locations have numbers in them. I can actually check directly to the database. So dump locations, all location, unique locations. Okay. Filter. Location equals. Okay, let's say match /d.
/d, yeah.
That's the regular expression. You can also. What was that?
It said no match, I think. Or is there an error? Syntax error.
No. This looks okay. Filter. Why is this layer empty?
Do you have to check off one of those boxes?
No. This one maybe. Okay. So it's searching 80,000 locations per second. It will take a minute.
So while we're waiting for that, anyone who's in the chat, do you have any questions for Aleš. Line them up. Now, Quilter her brain might be baked from being in 110-degree sun yesterday. John, anything? Margaret, Marie. Hi there, Marie. Robert. No questions popping in yet.
Well, I guess they know everything.
They know everything.
But no. The fact is that people do know a lot. Wikitreeers do know a lot about WikiTree Plus, because I often see a question answered before I
you get to it
by someone else. Yeah,
that's nice. That's very impressive.
So we have 113 locations that have numbers in them. So as you can see.
Okay, so that looks like a street address there. Can you zoom in a bit on this one?
No, I can't.
You can't. Okay.
I mean, not easily.
Okay, then that's fine.
Oh wait, maybe this works. No, that's just
that's
for background.
Yes. It's like that's okay.
So
that looks like the numbers at the end. That's interesting.
What's this one? WikiTree ID in the location. Cool.
Oh yeah. Let's just put the WikiTree ID everywhere.
Yeah, so as you can see, numbers are everywhere.
Right. Yeah.
And
I guess
not all of these cases are errors.
Right.
Some are, I agree, and but actually, yeah. I mean, it's hard to say when it's a street and when it is.
Right. Oh, I think Sophia's here. Oh, okay, Finny on the loose. Okay. If Finny just barreled, he might have knocked Sophia down.
I think I can improve. I can find more numbers now. Because, or 219. This is not a location.
That's definitely not a location. Yeah, that's right.
Unknown count. So United States, but these are okay. This is avenue. This is street number.
Right. Yeah.
So in United States and in Canada, I think England, Ireland. Yeah. So if it starts with a number, then it's most likely okay. But then some parts of the world they write the number after the street.
Right. They put the street and then the number. Yeah.
But in these cases, these are postcodes, I think.
Right. I was wondering about that.
And those are also not kind of allowed on WikiTree, I think.
Right. Yeah. No. Zip codes, postal codes. Yes. Yeah.
Yeah, I could. So this one, if it's between 2 commas, then that cannot be a house number.
Right.
That would identify quite a few of these.
Okay. That makes sense. Yeah.
Remis 51. France. Vaux, Cons 54 France. I don't know what this 54 means. I should ask some French guy.
Or no?
I don't know. No, it was in the these are streets. This is okay.
Yeah.
But those were here they have North 59 or Beaucenis. This could also be France, or this is actually with 59.
I don't know why you'd write it in brackets, but
Maybe it's a number of a district or something.
Yeah, maybe. The arrondissement, maybe. In Paris. Paris.
Yeah, only number between two commas can definitely be reported as a suggestion, I
I
think.
think so, yeah.
Because if only street numbers are allowed, and even those are not recommended, but we don't.
You don't stop.
I mean, we leave them because it's often quite useful to know the house. Birthplace of because those are siblings usually. But these laws, I mean, if there are some region codes, those should not be entered because region code change and during they depend on the time frame and so on.
Yeah. From one census to another, they could.
Yeah. So yeah, I will extend this. Okay, it's on my to-do list.
On your to-do list, okay. I'm betting that's a long to-do list.
Actually, no, because I don't have it written. Just what I remember, and if I forget it, it gets out of the to-do list.
Oh, yeah. If I don't write it down, it's gone. So that would make it my to-do list a lot less stressful.
So based on that, if I promised someone something and I didn't do it, ask again.
Yeah. Okay.
Remind me.
Remind you. Okay. Now we know. Excellent. Well, I don't see any other questions. Let me just refresh the G2G post one more time. No more questions there. And people in our chat haven't asked any yet. So I guess we can go on to what's new.
I don't think there's much new.
I don't think there's.
It was very hot summer, so I was
right.
on. I was kind of running on idle, just the things that really needed to be done.
And that is totally fine. Yeah, not a problem. And you did. I mean, you did do. We did make you do some programming for the wiki games to get the connections tracker or the challenge tracker.
That was mostly setting up and one
form. Yeah. Well, you say it was just a little bit of setup, but really it was pure magic because it worked so well for us. So we appreciate that. Yeah, I mean, we were online. They don't know, but we were online together while you were doing most of that. And, it was brilliant.
Okay. So the only thing that I did in last month was what I promised on previous Scalest, or what I noticed that doesn't work. So WikiTree ID index with the space in the name. So that was fixed on August 11th.
Oh, good.
So
that's been it.
This one should work now. That was asked a month ago.
Okay. Now let's just make sure it does.
And here it is.
Yeah, good one. Sans souci. Okay. Well,
so
there we go.
That's it.
Well, we the last couple times we ran way over, so I think we can end up a couple minutes earlier than the hour, unless you have something else you'd like to share.
Do you have something to ask?
Do I have any? I don't have anything offhand. Let me think. Did I have something? I can't remember now. No, I think I'm okay right now. But next week or next month will be just at the beginning of Hacktoberfest. So, and I'm wearing I'm wearing my genealogy shirt. So I'll have to wear my Hacktoberfest t-shirt next month. I've got some ideas of some improvements to the fan chart and a few of those apps. Do you have any idea anything that you might do for Hacktoberfest?
I don't know. Last year, it's quite problematic for me because I can. I mean, October is so busy for me. I have a lot of regular things to do, and so I really don't participate on Hacktoberfest much.
And, well, you did add the one year. You did add the WikiTree Maps app.
Yeah, but it took me 10 minutes to do that.
You don't have to tell people it took you that little time.
Well, it took me much more before that, but just to do it because it was the maps were already working are working here, so I just packed all this into the WikiTree into the application server.
Right. Yeah.
So
that does remind me. There was something I discovered this morning. I was making maps for the WikiTree Challenge Reveal, which will happen at 8 o'clock Eastern Standard Time tonight, Eastern Daylight Time. So basically in 10 hours from now, if you want to tune in for that. But I was making a map, and I noticed that if I, you know how you drag the map around and then it, you let go and then it redraws. I noticed if you dragged it further west past Hawaii, it didn't redraw the part from Australia. So if you do like a CC7,
yeah, okay, the tiles are drawn multiple times.
Okay,
so,
I was in the WikiTree Plus. I wasn't inside the tree apps. Maybe I can let me replicate that.
So this thing, but if you turn on some actual content, like congregations, for instance, did I add them? Let's go with locations.
Okay,
or cemeteries.
So you're in the tree app, but
I show you what I was closer.
Okay, so
you can.
So I was searching a CC7. So this is actually one of the great grandparents of Melissa, our WikiTree Challenge person, and so found 1991 profiles. So I clicked on WikiTree Map, and it's going to map almost 1900 of those. So here we got a nice map there, and I took a snapshot of that. I zoomed in on the Europe. Wait a sec. Took a snapshot of that. Then I went over to North America. Wait a sec, and fills that in. And then I remembered that there was some in Australia, so I thought, well, I'll just take the shortcut to Australia because it's right over here. Now watch it do it for me. Nope. It's
already painted because you got the
it's painted on the other side.
Text. Yeah, you should move to the right to Australia on the right.
On the other side. And that's what I discovered is what I needed to do. So I was just wondering if that's an interesting. I didn't know if it was a bug or if that was just you only need.
I mean, I don't really see a feature to be able.
There's no. I mean, it's fine.
Navigate the globe that way. Most programs don't.
Okay, that's fine. I just wanted to. I guess I had never done that before. I just this morning I was feeling lazy instead of scrolling all the way back to Australia. I was just
as you can see, it's not that close to.
Yeah. Well, in my mind, it was a lot closer.
Yeah, but the Pacific Ocean is huge.
It is. So, anyways, that's fine. That's easy to do, and then we can zoom right in.
The problem with such approach would be that then you would need to draw a connection to US from Australia to the right.
Yes. Yes.
So that's the first reason that it's
Yeah.
not. It
No.
doesn't
Okay.
work that way.
Okay. So I didn't break anything on you then.
No.
Okay. Good. Good. There we go. Looks like her Australian connection is just all around Melbourne here. Just a few people. Okay. Well, that was the only thing that popped up that could qualify as a question for me. So you've answered it. So
Okay.
good. Well, we will see you folks next month.
Yep.
First Wednesday of October, unless there's something else that comes up for the two of us and we need to reschedule. But I think that'll be fine for me. So we'll see you in October.
Yes.
And
October 2nd.
October 2nd, early on. Nice.
Mhm.
Have a great day. Thanks again, Aleš.
Okay, bye.
Bye-bye. See ya.
Yeah.